Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE Live. In this episode, I want to talk about image and representations and something pretty abstract like symbolism. For example, I start with this artwork of, I think, probably French guy painted at some point. It's an image of pipe and a writing that says "Ceci n'est pas une pipe." Okay, this is not a pipe. Wow. And then if you search for this, it's quite famous one. I think I learned about this from my graphic design course at some point, and it's about image symbolism and semantic. If you are making like a advertisement and then and you want to sell a product and things like that. But anyhow, this is a famous artwork, and it is actually an artwork, and someone painted the original, and there's a lot of different versions coming out of this, including comics and etc. It's a pipe, but it's not a pipe because it's not a real thing, but it looks like a pipe and make you imagine a lot of things, right? It's a pipe. And if you if you search if you Google search for a pipe, this is the first thing that you're gonna get, right? It's a pipe, but it's not really a pipe. What you really want probably this smoking pipe. Okay, so and then you get a lot of reference of smoking pipe, and then you'll start to get pictures of people smoking a pipe. Could be like a pirate or this guy as a monk, or it's a pipe. People who smoke pipe, and you start to understand. Maybe you learn about the culture of smoking pipe, right? And and then I'll jump into this one. Okay, smoking pipe in Japanese kanji. Okay, I've been learning Japanese, but I like drawing kanji even though I don't understand the grammar or anyway, I'm learning Japanese kanji, and then I also found about this word. Okay, this is the kanji for smoking pipe, and you read it like enkan, and this is the hiragana enkan. So it's two letters of kanji, right? And the kanji is pretty hard to write. But anyhow, I want to show you something. There's another website that's actually kind of, it's called Kanji Map, and it's really cool website, and I really like this idea. Okay, it's a you can copy paste a kanji. For example, I will copy paste this, and it says, okay, I can find the kanji for smoke, and the second one is a kanji for a pipe. I can copy paste, and I can find a pipe. What's really cool about this, of course, it can break the kanji into parts, and they call it radical. Okay, so for this, for example, this word for smoke is made up of a fire. Somehow fire become smoke. Maybe it's burning sticks, and it's become smoke. This is a kanji for smoke, and there's a kanji for pipe. So you get a smoking pipe, enkan, and you get what you want, right? Smoking pipe. And if you're doing it in 3D in Blender, right, you can perhaps do a 3D model of a pipe. If you want to show it to someone, okay, you say, hey, I want to show you something, I don't know the word. I don't have the thing with me. I don't know. I just kind of make something that looks like a pipe. I mean, yeah, if you are like a 3D artist, and I don't know, you can sculpt this. You can use, yeah, okay. It's more or less like a pipe. This is a 3D version. It's very bad looking pipe. You can sculpt it until it looks like a pipe, or you can just use grease pencil and you just draw it, right? It doesn't need to be an art, but it's actually a language, right? You're communicating a pipe. Why are you? Why am I talking about this random stuff? Because it's kind of interesting, right? Okay, this is grease pencil. If I draw it, I can draw this in 2D. The fact that I'm drawing it using grease pencil is a little bit crazy, but let me say if I draw it with this, just to be correct. Anyway, yeah, I can draw a pipe and it's gonna look like a pipe, so it doesn't really matter. I can download a 3D pipe from Sketchfab. I cannot click this, I don't know. I think in recent version of Sketchfab they really, yeah, the click doesn't really work. I don't know, no one seems to, no one tell them that we cannot click in Safari anyhow. Yeah, you can download this pipe. I believe this is this free or you have to pay for it? You can perhaps find this image of beautiful pipe in 3D, and yeah, this also says Sesinapa pipe. This is not a pipe. It's a 3D pipe you can download. You can show to people, okay, it's a pipe. So where do I go with this? Okay, if I want to have a man on a boat smoking a pipe, okay, let's say old man smoking a pipe. You can say, okay, old man on top of a wooden boat. Okay, this is a man on a boat, okay? And this is not an art, okay? This is a AI generated image using DALL-E, okay? Old man smoking a pipe on top of wooden boat. It's starting to get more specific, right? Old man could be old. What kind of old man, you know? Yeah, we gotta get the image that's. We might think, okay, we have seen this. Maybe it's photographed by someone in the past, but it's an old man. You know, we can be more specific, like old English or old Chinese man or Japanese man smoking a pipe on top of a wooden boat. So I'm more specific now with this, and we gotta get the result. It's not an art, but it's a way to communicate a story, right? This is the latest one. I think the latest tech in AI generated. It's not. There are many tools out there, but this is. If I wanna say old man smoking a pipe, it's not a pipe. This is a cigarette, right? Smoking pipe on a boat. So this, yeah, I think the pipe is not exactly like a pipe, but we start to get an image of old men smoking a pipe. This is an old Chinese man smoking a pipe on a boat. We can see the boat, even the boat, and then the environment change. It's kind of interesting, and then you kind of wish, okay, I wish to have this in 3D, right? If you want to have this in 3D, you can recreate the whole thing exactly like this, like the man in the posing. You can perhaps, okay, you can perhaps sculpt the person, right? Or you can, if you really cannot sculpt a person, you can maybe create like a block of a character with a pipe, with all kind of different type of clothings and all the details. But you'll start to look at this image, and then you perhaps start to break these things down. There needs to be a boat, and this is a very realistic one, Lego style. If we make it into Lego, it's gonna be simpler. Okay, with Lego we can have like a human Lego character, and we can put it on the boat. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is real-time text-to-image SDXL Lightning by Radames. We have some kind of Lego type. This one is simpler, right? It's a Lego type, and I think this is something that you can create using Lego. I'm pretty sure with a bit of time, you can create this with Lego block. You can go to nearby Lego store and start to make a character on a pipe, just like this, right? And then it's simpler now. The boat is simpler. The Chinese man now is like a Lego block smoking a pipe with a smokes that's actually made of Lego block. It's pretty interesting, and it's just an image. It's not a real Lego. It's so realistic, and the AI can make it so fast, and you kind of wish, okay, you kind of wish you can have a bit of control of this, right? If it's a 3D and you have all the elements, and it's gonna be easy to make changes, and then you perhaps, okay, you have a character now, this man smoking a pipe. um yeah, where should I go with this? Okay, oh, this website is really cool, by the way. And imagine of if this kanji is like a geometry nodes, and then you kind of, okay, well, this, the fire give you elements. um I kind of wondering if in the near future the AI can kind of, so you have like procedurally generated 3D models that created using nodes, for example, of a boat, or of a pipe, of different type of pipes. You can have unlimited variation of a pipe smoking pipe design, right? There's not only one pipe, there are infinite variation of pipes, which is also incredible. I'm not a smoker, and I will never be a smoker, but a pipe design is amazing, right? It's amazing. There's so many variations, and it's kind of interesting. So that's regarding a pipe. And if I wanna, okay, this character is a Chinese man smoking. How about if we just change it, English woman sitting by the jetty with her cat. It's still a Lego style. It's gonna be blocky. Watching a boat. Okay, randomize the seed. Yeah, okay. The cat is now on the water, but it's cute, right? I mean, it's amazing as well. At the same time, you can get this so quickly, so fast, and it's just wow. And you can perhaps use this as a reference for storyboard. I don't know, if you're making a story about this lady, maybe thinking of the old man, maybe her father on the boat smoking a pipe somewhere. But that's kind of, I want to show you the state of the AI generated, and how with the image you really could get a figure of some sort. You can get you can model a pipe, you can model the boat, you can model a character. The character, it doesn't need to be a Lego. The Lego is easy one. It's simpler. You can turn this into something else. That's my point in a way. So I just download this image, right? I want to show you an app. Okay, with the draw things, you can imagine things. You can use text, and then you get a visual, like this monkey with a snail. Someone made this, and I made different variations. I'll make a new project. I will load this image. Okay. Yeah. It's a Lego of a man smoking a pipe. If I can turn this into scribble, or let's say depth map. Load this as extract the depth map from a canvas. Okay, you can use photos or files. I will extract the depth map. So I just get the depth of this. So I get the depth. Even with the depth, you can kind of imagine this is a character. And I forgot to interrogate this image. This is kind of an AI inside this app, Draw Things app. And this app can run on the iPad as well. I'm using Mac Mini, but anyway, this interrogate this image using the Moondream models can describe the image. So this is close up of Lego man on the boat, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna copy it. Let's say it's not the Lego man. I just replace this man on the boat. Man on a boat, holding a pipe, holding a smoking pipe. Set in the, it says set in a room. I want to set in the open ocean. Daytime. And I will reload the dev map again. So we have the prompt, we have the image, we have the idea of what we want to create. I will use stable, oh yeah, I forgot this. SDXL Turbo. I'll use the dev. I'll make the image size 768 by 768. I don't know. I think it will work. I think the step can be lower. Let me stop this. The step can be lower, like 4 or 5. Just hit generate. It should be fast enough. It's not lightning speed because it's not a lightning model, but still we're gonna get something still kind of interesting. Also, I feel like okay, we got a man with a gun on a boat. I can make this like anime style, or I change the style using this negative value and these presets. We can have a man on a boat smoking a pipe, right? And we're gonna have, if I reduce this to 1 step, yeah, I can just keep clicking and I can get different variations. I can make this to 10, for example. So we're gonna start to have ideas of a man on a boat smoking a pipe. It's very simple example, but still kind of super interesting that we are able to do this. And it's still using the depth that I provided based on the Lego, based on this Lego image that's generated using DALL-E. Yeah, and then we can start to get more specific. Is this a, yeah, is this Englishman on a boat, or is this Chinese man, or maybe it's Japanese man? Could be a robot. Doesn't need to be a man. It's a robot on a sail. Okay, I can turn it into a Chinese man. It's still it's just a clay style, so it's kind of interesting. We can turn this into a depth again. So robot man on a boat. Okay, let's with a puppy. With a puppy. We didn't specify what type of puppy. We just say a robot on a boat with a puppy. And we're gonna have infinite variations, and then until the computer died, or until we're tired of this, but still it's a pretty interesting. The man still looking like a Chinese man because of the hat. I could make this more realistic or cinematic, or actually I can go cyber futuristic. And this is a 2D image, 2D rendered generative AI, right? It's a AI generated, and we have all kind of these concept ideas of what we want to create. But in the end, if we want this to be 3D, you can perhaps use a 3D model. You can turn this into 3D, but if you look at the elements, you have the ocean, you have the sky, you have the boat, and you have this type of robot that looks too crazy at the moment. You have to decide what type of look in the end. Now I'm using this pointillism style, and I have endless design of the robot. If I then stop looking at this and then try to scribble it myself, I will have maybe some kind of ideas of what I want to create, a character on a boat, whatever. Yeah, it still have the Lego look. Why? Because we are using the depth, right? Remember the depth. We can control the depth, whether we want this to be closer to the original style, or we can reduce this. So if we play around with the weight, we also gonna get a different result. Chinese robot man, for example. We start to get something that's more like Chinese elements, even though it's not exactly. Let's stop this, and then let's move to enhance and reduce this weight. Of course, if you want to have more control, like higher or lower with the camera angle, and if you want this to be animated, that's like a different thing, but it's quite possible. Anyway, you want to turn this into a movie or like a video game character. So we just need a character on a boat, and we need to be able to shoot it from different camera angles, and we need to animate the character in the end, right? That's gonna be manual, or we can also use motion capture. But yeah, it's we start to think differently, and like a movie director, if you want to. But we are already communicating the idea of a character smoking a pipe on top of a boat anyway, right? So that's really my point. And now it's just a matter of, you want to model this, or you want to get an asset. You want to spend times to model that and animate the character, maybe, and then yeah, and that's gonna be your thing. Yeah, so that's a pipe story that it's pipe, it's a piping dream, or it's a pipe. This is not a pipe dream, meaning an idea or a plan that's impossible, very unlikely to happen. It's a pipe dream. So you want to tell a story of a man on a boat and a woman on the jetty or something. So this can, with a certain style, and you can turn it into a comics of some sort. But yeah, but I think it's a really interesting idea that you perhaps can explore as a storyteller, or and just a matter of, okay, the character should have a face, and the face should have an ID, and if you want to really make that, you can actually use this InstantID stuff. I wonder if I should show you. You can have a character, and you can prompt it, and then you can have a character image, and then you can actually use this InstantID. And yeah, maybe I should kind of try that. A Chinese man on a boat with a puppy holding. So I remove the robot. Now I'm gonna have a Chinese man again. Yeah, it's not super realistic, but you can, I think you can use this image, and you can use some kind of face. I didn't prepare a face that I could use. Let's find Ton Rosendahl. Sorry Ton, I'm gonna use your face. Man on a boat. Okay, man on a boat. I don't know, maybe this is just an example. This face should go to that face. I mean, he's not a Chinese man, he's a Dutchman on a boat. But anyway, this face should go to that face. It might go to the puppy face, but if the AI is smart enough to reimagine it, and we're gonna get Ton on a boat. Yeah, right. Ton on a boat. This is funny. We get that because we are using style. Okay, now I'm gonna use no style. We can use watercolor, film noir, neon, jungle. And also this is control net. Okay, I think this one is powerful. InstantID is really powerful. Example, who made this? Tencent. Yeah, but this is really powerful because you can have a face and then you can put a face into the character. So we can't have Ton as an actor. We can have someone who looks like a Ton on a boat acting in a movie. We can do the whole things in 3D, but yeah, okay. There's a Chinese version of Ton, a Dutchman. A Dutchman wearing glasses. How old is Ton looking? Let's say a Dutchman. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this. We have this image reference, we have the boats sort of, and then this face should go into this. Okay. A Dutchman on a boat holding a pipe with a guy that looks a little bit more or less like Ton Rosendahl, right? I can reuse that image. It's starting to look like a Renaissance kind of painting. Dutchman on a boat with his puppy. It's not exactly puppy, it's some kind of type of dog. But I'm reusing the same image, and then I don't know, maybe I should use watercolor but we can remix it really fast and we can have the concept, and then if someone actually spend time and recreate using Ton face, okay, all right. It's not perfect, but you get the idea. You can actually use depth and canny. We don't use canny. Just use the depth and the pose of this character with this idea of prompt. We can have some kind of concept of painting. So it's probably not a painting. It's not an art. It's not really an art, but if you see this big inside a museum or inside a virtual gallery museum of this guy that looks like Ton. I mean, this is just a low resolutions of the whole thing. You can increase, you can use different famous people face that we probably never gonna meet in real life, but you can put a face there, never know. We can repaint this and, use Tons as reference, actually doing it, painting it, with a human skill. That's probably gonna be an art in the end, but this is like a progress, right? You can make this into 3D. You can actually do that. I have this spatial media converter. I will use that image that we just created. This guy. This is the depth being generated. This is the image. We can have a stereo. If you just cross eye, you're gonna have a man on a boat. Okay, restart. So that's the whole idea. Anyhow, so we get a Ton on a boat. Hopefully this makes sense. I don't know if this useful, but it's kind of a state of the AI art generation. You might think, okay, that's not an art, right? You can't do that. You have to make it from scratch, right? You can create 3D Ton, realistic 3D Ton. You can use Lego Ton representation of tone, you know. But in the end, you're gonna have like some kind of visuals ideas. So we can ask Ton to wear this kind of clothing, sitting on a boat, take a picture of Ton. Anyway, Ton is the guy who made Blender happen, and I think it's kind of interesting that the fact that I actually care to make some kind of AI image of Ton. Maybe Ton look at this and they say, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, make this in Blender. Don't just use AI. But we have an idea anyways to communicate this visual idea of a guy, a Dutchman, sitting on a boat with a dog. You know, someone can create a 3D version of this maybe in the future. Maybe me, but I don't know if I have time or I want to do it. But anyway, that's the whole idea. Hopefully you'll find this interesting. So I still think AI is really powerful tools to make idea to happen. Yeah, actually, let's try a jungle. Try a different version of this. Maybe you are not happy. A Dutchman on a Dutch, like a Dutchman in with a Dutch style painting, maybe not so interesting. But this, if this is like a Dutchman as a something else, like a robot, maybe in different situations. Maybe it's starting to get interesting, right? Is this Dutchman ever traveled to Japan or Indonesia? Maybe. Now he's in the jungle. Let's try actually. Dutchman with a puppy in Indonesia. Oh, the next thing we want to do is to make this animated. So there's a couple of ways to do that. Make it like a moving image. You can use stable video model to do that. You can use draw things actually, but I'm not gonna do that for now. Anyway, Dutchman. Maybe it looks like Indonesia, not really. But you got the idea. You can have the depth anyway. Get the depth. This. You get the depth. Man in the oceans, just with the dog. That's my dream. Oh yeah, one more thing is to be able to be that guy sitting on a boat with a dog. How much do you need? How much do you think you need to do that? If you are in Indonesia, in the beach that's not so popular, you can hire a cheap boat. In Australia, to have a boat like this, super expensive, right? So that's also something that's you can keep in mind. It's very strange that I think about all of this, but just want to share it with you. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.